Good morning, Essential Yoga friends. This is Marty Harger, and today I want to talk with you about some essential oils that could be really, really beneficial to you right now. I am here in the Western United States, and we are all going through this incredible heat wave this week. Just to give you an idea, it was 98 degrees here in our valley yesterday, and it's expected to be quite the same in the high 90s every single day. In some parts of California, it's been over 100, in Arizona, over 120, and in Death Valley, it was 130 degrees yesterday. This is a very dry, hot summer, and I wanted to talk with you today about the fact that we are absolutely in what I consider the Pitta season, and it is a time to be reaching for our essential oils in our yoga practice that help balance our doshas and the universal doshas, if we want to look at it that way. We want to look at the fact that right now, when we have this increased heat going on, we really want to get things flowing and moving because dry, hot seasonal weather can create this sort of stagnation in us. It actually is calling to us to not stop moving, but to slow down the movement and to be more purposeful, more intentional, and to really not only in our yoga practice, but out in the world to look at how we can balance all of these intense heat that's going on around us. Now, for some of you who enjoy a very rigorous vinyasa practice or a hot yoga practice, you may already have that kind of dry heat in your normal activity. But for many of us, this is a time where our doshas can get out of balance if we are overheating our bodies during this very particularly this week, this really hot season. Now, I have very much a dominant Pitta personality and constitution, and because of that, I have to be really careful when it gets this hot to keep myself in balance with oils that are cooling, but not just cooling, but oils that are also moist. So in our doTERRA essential oil collection, we have specifically some cool and moist oils that I wanted to talk with you about that are beneficial to those of you that tend to run more in the direction of Pitta, and those of you who are maybe in a season of life where you're more hot and dry than you are cool and moist. And I think that this is an important thing to be thinking about because the essential oils that we bring into our practice and into our lives can be very, very beneficial. So as I mentioned, in the Western United States, it's already so hot. It's so dry this week, and it's wildfire season. And so it's also a season in our collective in 2020 that we are in a very heated conversation time. We're in a time of a lot of combustion, like and so looking at oils that we can weave into our lives that are helping us practice not only on the mat, but also off the mat to bring ourselves into balance, to put ourselves in a great place. So today I want to talk with you about some suggestions from an author and aromatherapist, Gabriel Moje, and his book, Aromatherapy for Healing the Spirit. Now, I love this book, and he talks about a number of things that are very beneficial, but he also brings in some concepts that I want to point out today. And one of them is that he talks about the fact that different essential oils have a quality of cooling or heating and a quality of moist or dry. And these are concepts that come in a lot with traditional Chinese medicine, which I'll talk about in a minute. There are actually 6 different essential oils that could be very beneficial to create cooling and moist in this very super dry heat that we have in the Intermountain West and the Western United States right now. That's probably coming east at some point for the rest of you. But especially here in the desert climates, in the high dry air, we really need ideas about cooling and moisture. So how can we bring those in? So here are 6 essential oils in the doTERRA collection that I want to suggest to you. And I'm going to focus on one that's a really special oil that I hope you have in your collection. So the 6 oils that are traditionally used for cooling and moist, to bring in cooling and moist energy into the body, there are 2 for grounding, and that would be sandalwood and vetiver. Both oils that are earthy oils, sandalwood from a tree, vetiver from the roots, that are grounding and help us cool ourselves by putting our sense of our energy into the earth. There are two oils that are suggested for heart opening. And these are great oils, again, for cooling and moisture, and that bring in that balance in the body that naturally help us balance ourselves. That would be geranium and rose, two beautiful oils in the doTERRA collection. And then finally, bringing in this idea of flow, that we don't want to sit in this heat. We want to get it moving. And that would be oils that are great for cooling and moisture in flow, which are lang lang. And the oil that I want to talk with you about today, which is Palmarosa. Now, Palmarosa is a really interesting essential oil. It is one that many of us received as part of the doTERRA product of the month, and it's in this little 5 ml bottle. This is a beautiful, beautiful essential oil, and I can't wait to tell you more about it. First of all, this is the week, if you have Palmarosa in your collection, pull it out. Okay, that's backwards on Facebook, but you can hopefully read it in a mirror or something. So, anyway, Palmarosa, a drop or two, is a great choice to bring into your yoga practice when you're trying to lessen the heat and create more moisture versus dryness. This is an incredibly aromatic grass. It actually looks kind of like a scallion, a tall scallion, and it creates a lemony rose aroma. Originally, this oil came from the Indian subcontinent, so it's very well known in India, and it's known as Rosha in India, Palmarosa. And this grass is also grown in Madagascar, it's grown in Brazil, and it's used as a fragrance oil a lot of times. But we're going to use and talk about it therapeutically today, again, to bring that cooling moisture in if you're involved in a very hot, dry climate right now. I love the aroma of this. You could use this aromatically in a diffuser. You could use it topically on the body because it's very, very gentle. It's easy on the skin, and in fact, it's well known to be used as something that balances the skin and removes heat. When the heat is going on in the body, this is something in traditional Chinese medicine that we use for cooling and moisture, bringing in that kind of yin energy, strengthening the yin energy in the body to balance what's going on for us. So this is a great choice for hydrating your skin. It's a great choice for cooling inflamed tissue, whether that's the skin or it's occasional muscle aches and pains. Maybe you've been doing a really rigorous outdoor activities this summer. So Palmarosa is one you can dilute and use. It's a beautiful body oil. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a little mixture of like geranium and lemon. It's an interesting aroma. It's very calming for the mind. And this is especially beneficial when we have sleeplessness. So let me just explain for you, to all of you that may not understand this dry heat that we have out here in the West. When I have more dry heat around me, it makes me very restless because it puts me out of balance. And one of the things that is difficult for me is an overhead fan or a fan blowing on me. That dryness blowing at me is just not really comfortable. So, for me, this is the perfect oil, this Palmarosa, because it's bringing that cooling, moist energy in. And it gets things gently moving without feeling like a fan is blowing at you. It's really just more gentle than that. So when we think about a tool for the body that moves fluids along, that gets things moving in the body, whether it's our lymphatic system, circulatory system, when we use Palmarosa and it's pairing floral-like scent oil of lang lang, those two together could be a fantastic choice to really get things flowing in a cool and moist way. So, one of the things Gabriel Moje says in his book is a quote I wanted to read you, which is, Palmarosa encourages free-flowing adaptability and a feeling of security. So what it's doing is balancing the heart chakra. When we're using something like this with Palmarosa, it is designed to bring in more confidence in our relationships, more strength, and help us stay cool, calm, and collected in this time of intense heat. So if you're looking for a tool to bring into your yoga practice, take a look at the Palmarosa product of the month, hopefully you received from doTERRA some months ago, and pull it out right now. This is the perfect timing to bring these cooling, moist oils. And as I mentioned, some of the others that could be beneficial to you depending on what's going on would be sandalwood and vetiver for grounding, geranium and rose for heart opening. And then for this whole idea of getting that heat flowing in the body, look at the Palmarosa. See if you can have that in your collection, or maybe a friend does that can lend you a few drops to try or make you a little spray. Palmarosa and Lang Lang are the oils that are all about this cool, moist flow, getting things flowing. So instead of stagnation, get that heat and that dryness moving on and getting the body's fluids moving in your practice and in your health, in your body, mind, and spirit. So I hope that this was interesting today to think about how we can use our essential oils in our yoga practice at home or in a class setting to bring about the balance of the doshas and the balance of doshas that work in different climate conditions. These essential oils are such a powerful tool. They are so multidimensional that I know you, like me, are enjoying exploring them. I hope you'll join me again next week for more ideas from the Essential Yoga with Marty Harger page. And in the meantime, please feel free to go back and look at some of the videos I've done, or check out my YouTube channel under the same name, where I have taken some of the videos I've done and put them up for you to take a look at and get some new ideas about bringing doTERRA essential oils into your yoga practice. If you have any questions about the essential oils, or you want help getting started with doTERRA, I'd love to be that person to help you. Please reach out, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a beautiful day. Stay cool. Namaste.